Previously, in the world of Glaerinn, thumbs.
Morning.
Morning.
Breakfast won't be for another, hour and a half.
Don't worry about it. I don't normally eat for another 2 anyways.
Before you get started on the fire, if you wouldn't mind having a quick conversation here. Well, right now I have a proposition. I have 2 statements and 3 questions. You suffer through them and answer frankly. I will give you each something that I think will be important to you. So, firstly, I understand what's been going on, and I think you guys have been going around long enough to where you wouldn't have stuck your neck out for everyone in this establishment if your goals weren't aligned with, at the very least, helping people. Those are my 2 statements. The 3 questions. Are there a considerable number of people outside of this facility that you are currently protecting?
No.
I lend the brew to anybody who needs help. I would say that there is a considerable amount of people that I assist with.
I have one job, and that's to keep Vince safe. I'm only protecting Vince.
So to answer your question blatantly, yes.
Are the people you are protecting, in your best estimation, people who have an investment in making the lives of their fellow countrymen and women better?
Yes.
Last question is, would you be willing to make a sacrifice of the people who are currently in this building in order to ensure that goal?
I am not in the business of sacrificing anybody. If we got to a position where I felt like someone in the vicinity was going to hurt the people I'm protecting, I would distance myself before we got to that point. You may feel like I am capable of doing harm, but I tend not to.
UL?
Which part?
Would you be willing to sacrifice people within this group if it meant protecting the people who are important to you and accomplishing your goal?
Well, that's a really hard question to answer. And there's really no correct answer. If there was a threat on Vince's life, I would deal with it in whatever means were necessary, but the first option is not sacrifice.
Here is the first item that'll be useful to you. These are the notes I had working up to in this case. So, any and all mention of that right there now only exists in those 2 pages you have, and my brain, which you would have to get rid of me in order to get rid of, but, hopefully the second item is going to make that unnecessary.
So, speaking of that, brains. Not the getting rid of your brain part, but just brains in general. We were talking about some theories last night. Do you know... I've been knocked out for like 6 hours. Do you know of a library where we can go and do some research? I'm trying to see if I can find some concrete evidence of some theories I have.
Oh, you're gonna have a hard time. If what we're dealing with is like some sort of magic stuff, I don't think they have those in libraries, do they?
I'm not looking specifically for the how-to guide of how to do one thing or another. I'm looking for historical references to cult experiments in the general sense. Things that would say, hey, this is really bad. People have done it before. Not, hey, this is how you do said bad thing. I'm looking for historical reference.
I broke a window in a bookstore. That's probably about as much library as I've had here.
It was a long shot. I'll ask Artur when he comes down.
Fair
They have a cult section?
Now for the second item, second boon, I promise that those will be the last 2 pages written about you or the brew. That's all I had.
If you can start eating my food again, that's how we'll really gain some more trust. But I appreciate this sit down. And I will do my part to be open as well. And instead of throwing the wool over your eyes today and lying about why we need to go to some place, these 3 books were in my personal collection. Like I said, I like to be knowledgeable in all sorts of areas. Maybe I have a certain interest in a few particular spots. These 3 books, I believe, are exactly what we're up against.
to continue the honesty, I was absolutely going to continue not eating your food out of suspicion, but this is some pretty intense contraband. Yeah, no, I believe you, and I'll be eating your food again. Good. I was upset that I had to turn it down, but rules is rules. Poisoning plot, and then that whole nastiness. That's a bad time to start eating shit you don't see, you know? It's like the reason I have that rule. It is the exact reason I have that rule.
Seems to be a war of poison.
Well, like you promised not to write
Conflict
any
of
more
venom.
notes about us in the brew, I can promise there's nothing but healthy and edible ingredients in everything that I make.
Can I request one of those sandwiches again? Just sometime. Just back in the rotation.
Yes, sure.
Fantastic.
Speaking of which, you guys can catch him up. I've got to get my morning routine done and get breakfast cooking. I'm behind.
If we're getting caught up, do we need the others here?
It'd probably be a good idea. I just want to jump off my before I present Artur with a theory he's gonna want to act on. I want just like a bounce off that we're not crazy to think that this may be a series of flesh puppets controlled by magic sent to do assassinations, because it kind of feels like that, and that's terrifying.
I'm just nodding.
Would that be why they're matching thumbs?
Yeah, so I also got the reference from Artur that when you guys went to do the interrogations, not all of the people had visible tattoos. It does note that occasionally brands can actually be beneath the skin, within the organs or on bone. So there's a very good likelihood if someone were to check the bodies of these people, they would actually find similar brands, just not in the outward-facing place.
Either way we slice it, however it's done, there is a force that is counter to this city and has made the first move, it seems.
Yep, and without going into too many wild theories, there's a very high likelihood that they are either sourcing dead bodies from somewhere or creating their own, if you know what I mean. So there's, at the very least, we need to stop that from happening. Right, well, I'm gonna get changed into some armor while you guys do what you need to do.
So you're eating the food today, Zol?
I took care of it.
Glad to hear it, Zol.
We should probably eat before we fill you in on theories and learnings of the evening while you were asleep, because you don't want to eat while we talk about it. It's not good for your stomach, honestly.
All right, I'll take your word for it. I've got ideas for what I want to do for today, but what are you talking about, Jim?
Going through some more eclectic information from the travels and learnings of our beautiful hosts today. It's very likely that a lot of the assassins all of the assassins we dealt with are flesh puppets created with a magical brand that causes them to do whatever the caster wants them to do, I guess.
We believe the potion or poison or whatever that Jim ingested was part of this process.
So are you
empties
in danger of having this? Are you still being affected by this, Jim?
Well, I'm affected, but not in the same way. The general theory we're running with is that to create their fleshy undead assassins, it requires not only the chemical component to, for lack of a better term, kill the soul and remove anything inside of them, but also a specific set of markings, you know, the ones I'm talking about, to essentially become the receiver of the instructions of whoever did the first part.
Mhm.
And they also are using some very, well, we actually don't know the exact methods because it was clearly not a good idea. So whoever wrote it decided that no one else know how to do it. But their flesh was literally remade and adjusted to fit their needs. Hence the thumbs.
Yeah, because the men we fought didn't seem dead, right?
Well, that's the thing, is they're dead on the inside, but someone was still doing the actions, calling the shots. We don't know the complexities of the process. I don't want, like, if we don't have to, I'd prefer not to, you know what I mean? It's kind of one of those things I feel like it's dangerous just knowing the exact steps on. But for all we know, hollowing out the soul does not mean that you are not without your inner self. It could just mean that you've lost free will. Also, there's a very good likelihood that all of the assassins were also controlled in some way. This book mentions that the brands aren't always necessarily on top of the skin, if you know what I mean. They could be on the bone, in your organs, on your muscles. inside your eyelids, on your tongue, on the roof of your mouth.
We'll have to corroborate that at some point, but I really don't want to tell that jailer about this just yet because he
Oh,
would
you
go
don't want the
looking.
jailer who's obsessed with thumbs to go check their insides for tattoos?
Not just yet. We maybe later. So, does this change anything on what you think we need to be pursuing? Because right now, I think we need to go to the library and speak to the giant that Thule told us about.
Honestly, not really. It's more of just
Okay.
this is what we're dealing with. This is probably involves a level of mastery over something that we definitely have no idea how it actually operates. Meaning that either it's someone who's incredibly talented in whatever this is, or there's a organization of people working towards this goal with these tools in mind.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Yeah, we're just armed with a little bit more knowledge. And you guys all came to this conclusion together?
Working theories, but yeah.
Most of this
Right.
happened before I was up.
And all of it happened before I came down.
So you're a bit of a scholar yourself then, old man.
Yes, no, I love to read. I have a lot of free time, so I love to read, and I have particular interest in certain fields of study.
There's also the real estate thing.
What real estate thing?
One of the perks of running a bar is you hear things and you get to know people. There's a big grouping of buildings in the east side of the city that have seemingly been purchased together. Could be coincidence, might not be.
Well-
This was less than a week before the initial attack happened. All of the
And-
purchases were made.
The records for who purchased them were scrubbed clean. They don't exist.
A week before the attack?
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Less than 5
That's
days.
definitely-
6 days.
An interesting bit of information. Okay.
A move that big, that soon, that close to an attack, and with such secrecy.
Alrighty. Might be something to bring up to someone and see what we can find out. That's an interesting bit of information. We'll definitely need to investigate that.
If I may, if we are worried about people in positions of authority being part of this plan, attack, skirmish, whatever it is, maybe we should not speak too much to official channels until we know more. I'm just worried about them learning about our investigation.
Mm-hmm. I hear what you're saying and agree. I don't remember if I told you guys, but my commanding officer told me specifically that we may have some opposing operatives working in the government, but the issue is we don't really know to what end. So I don't know if they're actually opposed to us or not. So that's information that we will need to glean for ourselves in the field and on the spot individually, because I assume almost no one knows about it. Now, like I said, we're gonna have to make that call whenever we talk to specific people. But I like where your head's at, because this is indeed a secret operation. We cannot have too much of this getting out.
Hey man, I've kept a lot of things secret. I just choose to be very open about the things that I don't want to keep secret anymore.
Zal,
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to apologize for my behavior last night. I think that it's very good of you to be suspicious. I think that you had every right to be. What you said about this being a poisonous operation was correct. And I shouldn't have been so hard on you.
I appreciate that. It did seem a little bit out of character to be rolling your eyes at like anybody in this group would poison themselves.
It's been a long couple of days, Zal, and I don't like the progress we've made, and I'm lashing out. It's unfair.
That's fine. The way I figure it, if I become upset at other people's suspicion of me not eating potential poison, then I'm caring about the wrong things.
And I made a joke about it, but honestly, it would be useful if I got poisoned that you not be poisoned. So hey,
That was a joke?
that's just how it is.
Wait, no, seriously, that one was a joke.
Morning, Father.
Ah, morning, son. How can I help you today?
You know, I'm here looking for a missive from Professor Tooley. Do you have anything for me?
Thule. No. We did get a letter from the Custos office addressed to you. Believe it might have been about your new friend there. Good morning, lass.
Morning, sir.
Ah, yes. Father, say hello to the fully sworn in blade of the Accardi family.
Well, I'll be. That's quite the grip. It's a pleasure.
I watched her throw a javelin straight through a man.
Oh, sounds like me back in the day. I left the letter for you in the living room. You can find it there. Your mother's already left for the day, but Leighton should still be here.
Is he? Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go say hi to him.
Right. Well, I'll be in here a bit longer if you need anything, but I've got quite a few orders today, so might be a bit more busy closer to noon.
All right. Thanks, Father. I'll be around. I'll keep you posted.
Thanks, and
I'm still on that investigation.
keep him safe, lass.
Of course. It was a pleasure to see you again.
You as well. Come in.
Little brother.
Good morning, Artie.
Hey there. Good morning. You home this whole week for school?
Unfortunately, yes.
Well, Leighton, I'm on my way to the library today, actually.
Mhm.
I'm going there to meet a man named Garrick. Do you know of him?
The name doesn't sound familiar now.
He's big, I hear.
Like Father Big?
Like that.
I may have seen a man come to the academy a number of times, but outside of being a large
know him?
gentleman, that's all I would know.
Fair enough. You want me to grab you anything from the library? Need anything? I assume you're stocked up, but
If you find any books on probability, that would be very interesting.
okay.
Was there anything you needed?
Nope. I'm just stopping by to say hi, Leighton. I've been busy, but I know that you're home from school, so I feel bad about it.
I've been home more than you lately. That's unusual.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'll let you get back to it. And
Thank you, Artie.
I'll see you around, Leighton.
Goodbye, miss.
All right. Oh yeah, this is Catherine. She's the house blade now.
She seems nice. Pleasure to meet you.
And you.
So you fight with a blade.
Give you a nod.
Did you learn to fight somewhere specific, or did you did you spend any time in the military? Did you grow up on the streets? Like, what's the?
I grew up in the with a lot of wilderness around, so survival was sort of one of my hobbies.
So you're something of a hunter.
A hunter, or sometimes I would just track the local biomes, just off for months at a time.
I see.
Picked up skills here and there.
If you don't mind me asking, so what happened to your eyes, El?
Maybe 5-6 years ago, I got caught up in the mountains and almost froze to death. I think the ice got into my eyes.
Is this the horrible night you met Vince?
No, I met him
Oh, okay.
a little before that.
Oh, okay. So it was before you met Vince.
I haven't always had this affliction.
Can you see it all, like colors or anything? I know a lot of men who go blind that can still see out of the corner of their eye and see under something like that.
Times I think I can see gray.
It's a cruel fate, I would say, not getting to see colors, the sky, But
Flowers.
seems like you're hanging in there. Flowers, but you are holding up well enough, I see. So that's
What one might lose, another aspect might be gained.
I'm glad to hear you being optimistic about it.
Hmm.
You don't seem like much of an optimist, if you don't mind me saying.
Optimism has a place, but optimism won't keep a blade from entering your torso.
Tell me about it.
What about you? Have you always wanted to be in the military?
That's right. I knew from a younger age that my gifts were martial, and that I needed to pursue my ends through these means. Yep. My mother saw it in me, and it was the right decision. It'll be good for the family, good for my own personal skills, and yeah.
Are you shooting for higher up the chain?
Yeah, absolutely. I want accommodations, accolades, status from my military position.
Well, and when we find out whoever is responsible for these attacks, that should do wonders for your career.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning, miss. I am Primus Artor. I'm looking for a man named Garrick. Do you know of him?
Yes. I believe he's on the second floor. You're likely to find him there.
I appreciate that.
Be wary. He doesn't take well to strangers.
What is your opinion of Garrick? You know, he doesn't like strangers. Is he agreeable in any other ways, or like what do you think of him?
He's fairly agreeable, but he keeps to himself, and I see many a man run away from him when they approach him. But it's never been violent or loud or anything that would lead me to remove him from the establishment. But I never see anyone leave his presence happy.
Thank you, miss.
Of course. Let me know if there's anything else I can help you with.
If I can trouble you, miss, could you possibly prepare a couple of books on
I'm sorry, could you
probability
speak
for
up a
us to get
bit?
on the way out?
I'm a bit hard of hearing, ma'am.
Would you mind to prepare a couple of books on probability that we might get on our way out for the younger Acardi boy?
Oh, certainly. I'm happy to provide books for those who wish to study. Also,
Thank
could you please keep your voice down? This is the library.
Of course.
Thank you. Ta-ta! Not the tread of scholars. Heavier. Purposeful. Either you're chasing knowledge, or you've been hunted by it. Which is it?
Well, I suppose it would be a little bit of both.
Acardi, a name hammered deep into this city. Your father forges iron, but you carry something more brittle. Secrets. Well, show me what you've brought.
I guess first of all, I learned of you from a friend at the academy who suspects that you might know something about unnatural forces.
I have much knowledge of various topics. I believe it would be more forthwith for you to present what you wish to know.
So the attack on the city a couple days ago had men with marks on their neck, black skulls, brands even. And we have reason to suspect that that would be the work of an artificer or mage of some sort. But we're trying to discern the nature of this magic and maybe any other actionable information that you may have about the process, about what it would take.
A brand is not much to go off of. Was there any further research? Did you examine the flesh more deeply? What more can you tell me?
We did, and we can tell you that their fingerprints are all the same. And in fact, we have some of their flesh with us if you needed to take a look yourself. The men didn't speak. They didn't seem to have much of a reaction at all to the torturer. Although a few of them were capable of speech.
Look closer. These prints. As you said, identical. Not close. Not familial. Not the errors of a sloppy tool. Identical. Like a press, stamping the same coin. Flesh is never meant to repeat itself this way. And here, traces of an oil, not the body's own, seemingly worked into them as if layered during their making.
I should note it's just the thumbs that are identical. The rest of their characteristics were all seemingly not identical, seemingly normal, though plain.
It seems you don't have an enemy who carves flesh, but you have one that copies it. And that, I believe, is more dangerous than anything a city torturer can pry loose from them. Perhaps I could tell you more, but answers cost.
I didn't expect you to share your expertise for free, so please go on. I was expecting to have to work at trying to figure out what you wanted. I would really appreciate it if you just told me.
When something this interesting comes across my desk, it's hard to turn away. Now, as I said, the Academy would not fund my studies, not when questions scrape too close to things they'd rather forget. But maybe you, son of the Forge, a band of the Bound Vow, maybe you have other things to offer. Influence, access, knowledge for knowledge. Do we understand each other?
Knowledge for knowledge. I agree to those terms.
Now, I believe this is warranting a two-part payment. Firstly, so as to not dally much longer, I would request a favor in the future. Respectfully, one that you may not appreciate doing, but one that would not inherently put you in harm's way. I can leave that to you to decide if that is for yourself or the group as a whole.
Yeah, I'll agree to that term for myself. That's fine. A favor for a favor is fair enough.
Commendable.
And actionable knowledge will make me very motivated to fulfill my side of that bargain.
And speaking of actionable knowledge, part 2. This is more of a request than a requirement. Given my, let's say, dubious interactions with various individuals, I'm constantly in search of more. I would humbly request, if you come across more dubious, esoteric, unsanctioned knowledge, please allow me at least a glance for curiosity's sake.
Unsanctioned knowledge. I'll keep an eye out.
Then we are agreed. The man who makes matching fingers learns on the dead first. Mortuary whispers say more bodies are missing than ledgers can explain. Tags have been reassigned and routes shifted at the last bell. That is how coin moves a cadaver off the slab without Custos' attention. Those carts are cutting toward the eastern central ring, along the aqueduct's mid-run in the adjacent service lanes where deliveries blend with the dye house traffic. Between the second and fourth bell, watch for repeat stops by covered carts, and note any building with a private drain or runoff grate. If you can get access to city plans, to see those that are unspecified. If they're using bodies, expect a small cold room next to a warm workroom, and a faint oil and brine trace in the gutter. That is the door to test first.
We will look into the Upper East Side, and I assume you'll be hearing from us. Or we'll be hearing from you.
I would expect nothing less. Now, I have a bit of a reputation to uphold, so I would appreciate, if anyone asks, this was not a pleasant conversation. I don't wish to be bothered by those without the balls to approach a giant.
Well, hello there. Welcome. Can I help you?
Oh, did you have the probability books?
The
Did
what?
you find any? The probability books.
I heard you the first time. You can keep your voice down. Yes, right here.
Appreciated?
Primus Artor, correct? Acardi?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Artor Acardi.
I'll take note. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, I hope to see you again soon.
I want to go take a look at the properties that you guys knew about, the properties that this guy was describing.
If I may, Vince and I need to head back to the tavern. Maybe the group can stay at the forge tonight. Hold off on going towards that side of town, and I may be able to find something out. And I have some friends in that side of town. I can put out some tendrils, see if we can learn a little bit more.
Yeah, if you've got ideas, then yeah, I'm interested to pursue that.
Okay, so Vince and I will head back to the tavern, and we will meet you at the forge as soon as we learn. How's that?
Yeah, okay.
Old man, give us your coin pouch.